Good Wednesday evening, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. We're live once again from the Memorial Park in Wenatchee for the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. I'm Grant Olson. Great to have you along. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And today we did see a lot of clear skies out there, some blue sky, but also some windy conditions. We're seeing a little bit of that right now as we take a look back at Memorial Park outside our weather window, I believe anyway, and a lot going on the main stage, the Geisa Credit Union stage. We are seeing Eden Moody performing right now. And as far as temperatures go around the state, it was supposed to be a mild one today. These are projected high temperatures today. The slide you're seeing right now, Wenatchee, we were supposed to get about 69 degrees for a high temperature today. Don't know if we officially made that, not quite yet, but all over north central Washington, a very nice day. There's that slide. 63 for Spokane, 69 in Yakima. And as I mentioned, we're close to that 69. Will we get there? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have more weather for you, though, and you are going to love the forecast heading into the Grand Parade this weekend, and we'll talk more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Firefighters responded to an out-of-control debris burn yesterday in the East Wenatchee area. There's a washout on State Route 20 Loop Pass, 10 miles west of Okanagan. And Chelan School District Superintendent has issued a formal statement following the crushing defeat of a construction bond measure in last month's special election. But first, we begin tonight. A Moses Lake woman was killed and 7 people were injured in a 2-car collision in Grant County yesterday evening. State troopers say it happened at the intersection of State Route 283 and Road 9 Northwest. That was about 6 miles south of Ephrata. Troopers say 33-year-old Monica Gonzalez was a passenger in a car driven by 38-year-old Andrew Gilbert, also of Moses Lake. Gilbert's vehicle was struck by another car driven by 55-year-old Kelly Riggs of Ephrata. Troopers say the crash was caused when Gilbert entered the intersection without yielding to the oncoming vehicle. Both drivers were injured and transported to Columbia Basin Hospital for treatment. Riggs' 5 passengers included a 3-year-old child. They were also injured and were treated at Columbia Basin Hospital. Drugs or alcohol were not a factor in that accident. Firefighters responded to an out-of-control debris burn yesterday in the East Wenatchee area. Captain Seth Ellis with the Douglas County Fire District 2 says it was called in around 4 p.m. in the 5200 block of Northeast 8th Street.
Right into a large pile of cherry or apple wood. It was undetermined what type of wood it was, and then from there it just spread into some of the grass that was around the pile, and we got some hand line put around that, put the fire out, and let the pile basically smolder for overnight, and it's probably still smoldering today.
Fire came to within 50 yards of a residence, but said crews had it under control in around 20 minutes. Ellis advises people to use caution when burning debris piles.
Just be cautious of the winds. All the fuels around the area are dry. We had a controlled burn that we did training on, and it definitely spread well with the winds that we had over the last weekend. So there's definitely some wind in the forecast that you guys just need to be cautious about.
In other news, there's a washout on State Route 20 Loop Pass about 10 miles west of Okanagan at milepost 222. This is just west of Rock Creek between Okanagan and Twisp. Okanagan County Emergency Management says State Route 20 is being flagged with 1 lane of traffic. Washington State Department of Transportation was on the scene early this morning and this afternoon are still assessing that situation. Chelan School District Superintendent has issued a formal statement following the crushing defeat of a construction bond measure in last month's special election. Barry DePauli acknowledges in a video posted to the district's Facebook page that he and the school board need to do a better job of communicating with the community.
Hi, this is Barry DePauli, Lake Chelan Superintendent, and I wanted to just take a moment and provide some follow-up to the recent bond proposition. And although I am disappointed that the bond was not successful, I want everyone to know that the Board of Directors and I remain undeterred in our vision and our efforts to better meet the needs of our students, staff, and families. While we're appreciative that the community has always been supportive of our schools, the voter turnout was impressive and the message was clear. Therefore, the board and I are committed to further study and finding creative solutions which the voters can endorse in the future. I would like to thank all those who took time to review the proposal and for voting. As far as next steps go, I'll be working with our school board in the ensuing months to strategize where we go from here. If I've learned anything from running this bond proposition, it's that I need to do a better job of involving and engaging the community in the process. I anticipate organizing a listening campaign in the near future to engage our community with two main goals in mind. First, to help them better understand the current needs of the district, and second, to involve them in gathering input on how to best address those needs. I know this for sure. Living here for 20 years and working in the school district, there's no shortage of great people in our community, no shortage of great ideas, and no shortage of initiative. In my leadership role as superintendent, I have the unique opportunity to serve students in our community, and I am inspired to move forward and continue this work. I firmly believe that education is the best investment we can make for our community. Thank you.
The $75 million bond measure would have paid for a new high school and renovate existing buildings. The bond received only 43% of voter approval. It required 60% to pass. Well, coming up next, two candidates have announced their intentions to run for seats on the Eastmont School Board. The Wenatchee High School student newspaper, the Apple Leaf, won second place in the tabloid division at a national competition recently. And the accolades keep coming for Wenatchee native Heidi Schreck, who on Tuesday had her Broadway play nominated for 2 Tony Awards. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News live from the 100th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
Moving doesn't have to be back-breaking, stressful work. And I don't want you to make a move that way ever again.
Traditionally, you would rent a truck. You would load up your stuff. You would rent a storage unit. You would transport it. And finally, you would unload your stuff yourself. You don't have to lift a finger. We bring the mobile storage unit to you, we drop it off, then one of our trusted packers can load it for you. We come pick it up and store it securely for you. We bring it back to you. No hassle, no stress.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Welcome back. In another news, 2 candidates have announced their intentions to run for seats on the Eastmont School Board. Megan Vivert posted her plans to file for an at-large position on her Facebook page last week. Position 5 incumbent Steve Piccirillo had previously announced that he is stepping down from the board. Vivert is employed by the Douglas County PUD as the Utilities Public Affairs Director. Sasha Sleeman has filed with the Washington State Public Disclosure Commission her intentions to file as a candidate for the position 1 seat currently held by Cindy Wright, who has already announced her intentions to file for re-election. And a 3rd seat, position 2, is also open after incumbent Chris Gibbs announced he will be stepping down at the end of his term. The official candidate filing period is the week of May 13th. The Wenatchee High School student newspaper, the Apple Leaf, won second place in the tabloid division at a national competition recently. 10 members of the Apple Leaf staff attended a convention in Anaheim, California last week where they received the award. In addition, 4 Apple Leaf staffers were signaled out for individual awards, including sophomore Lily Cruz, junior Tara Dilley, sophomore Cassie Alanes, and senior Gwen McQuaig. Well, the accolades keep coming for Wenatchee native Heidi Schreck, who on Tuesday had her Broadway play, What the Constitution Means to Me, nominated for 2 Tony Awards. Not only did the play Shrek wrote receive a Best Play nomination, she also personally received a Best Actress nomination. Among the other nominees for the Actress Award are Annette Bening and Laurie Metcalf. Shrek also was a Pulitzer Prize finalist for writing that play. The play is part memoir and includes her reflections on competing as a student in a local American Legion contest on the meaning of the Constitution. From there, her stories are often personal and sometimes wrenching. What the Constitution Means to Me has received mostly rave reviews and earned her appearances on numerous talk shows, including The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Hattie Shrek is the daughter of retired Wenatchee teacher Sherry Shrek, who founded the Short Shakespeareans. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come right here from Memorial Park on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
If you want to work in healthcare, choose the program that teaches the skills employers want. The Charter College Medical Assistant Program combines hands-on learning in the lab with convenient online learning, plus real-life experience with an externship. Classes start every 5 weeks, so you don't have to wait to launch your new career. Enroll with confidence, knowing Charter is institutionally accredited by the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, and be ready to work in less than a year. Charter College. We work to get you to work.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington for 34 years. Arctic provides the finest heating and cooling air quality products for residential and commercial customers, along with prompt and professional customer service. Arctic also offers specialty services like custom sheet metal fabrication of ductwork, coil cleaning, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Arctic is available for emergency calls 24/7. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now to send it over to Eric Granstrom, who's joined by someone very familiar with the Apple Blossom Festival. It's Wenatchee Valley native and current state senator Brad Hawkins.
Well, thank you much, Grant, and be happy to welcome you to the 12th District State Senator Brad Hawkins. Well, Brad, first of all, I'm glad that you're here. I don't know if you're glad to be here or not, but legislative session, a tough one for interest in Eastern Washington.
Yeah, oh, no doubt. It was a long, hard-fought session, but a lot of good things to point to as well, and then some disappointments, but I'm always honored to represent the people of the 12th District, and I'm excited to be back for Apple Blossom. Anytime we can finish by Apple Blossom, that's a great thing.
So I got to ask you about Apple Blossom and your family. I mean, you guys have been here for a long, long time with the Hawkins family. So tell me about your traditions with Apple Blossom as far as parades and food fair and favorite food, that type of thing.
All of that, no doubt. I actually like the Euros. That's one of my favorites. And then the elephant ears, but my family is having some cotton candy and other things. But we get to enjoy just about everything with Apple Blossom. We're going to the musical this year and the Grand Parade. Normally the Classy Chassis, but this year we're doing the Queen's Ball. So some of the family fun things, some of the things just for me and my wife, but all around it's awesome for the community.
Yeah, your son kind of threw you under the bus there, said, Dad has to dance with a queen.
Yeah, that's quite an honor. Normally I guess it's the governor, but you know, he's kind of busy with his national ambitions, so Darcy asked me to do it this year, and I guess that's a tradition that goes back, I guess, 100 years or so from the very first Apple Blossom. So I'm honored to do it this year. We got an awesome royal court, and we hosted them in Olympia, and I just couldn't be more proud of them and our entire community for what Apple Blossom represents.
I know you're going to be in the parade again Saturday for the Milk Growers Grand Parade. Did anybody give you any advice? It's got to be kind of an odd thing to be in a parade and kind of waving and things like that, isn't it?
Oh, actually, it's a high honor. You know, I've seen so many Apple Blossom parades over the years, and to have an opportunity to be in it and to be a dignitary is something that I'm honored to do. So I'm honored to have my family alongside me, and It's interesting because my son Luke runs in the Apple Blossom Run, which is at the start. My son Tyler does some early activities too. So we got to get the whole family sort of coordinated, get back into the car in order to make the parade out on time. So it's like a coordinated effort in order to make it all work.
So if the senator's breathing hard as they come down the parade route, now you understand why. Well, Brad, thanks for joining us, and glad to have you here for Apple Blossom.
Yeah, thanks so much. It's always great to be with you, and I want to thank NCWLIFE for making this festival so accessible to the community. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of a parade on Saturday and the weather leading up to it, it sounds like it's getting better and better. Let's find out about our forecast with Grant Olson here on the NCWLIFE channel.
To the week, and it looks great. Before we get into all of those details, though, let's take one more look outside our weather window right here at Memorial Park, taking a look back at the Giesa Credit Union stage, I believe, and still a lot of activity around. Music all night, as we've seen all week long here on the main stage. Of course, the Beer Garden right behind us, a very popular venue at the Apple Blossom Festival, especially here in Memorial Park. But let's get into what we're seeing out there as far as our almanac goes today, and high temperatures about like yesterday. Actually, unofficially, we were at 67 degrees at Pangbourne Airport. We may get to that 69 that we talked about earlier in the newscast. 41 was our low temperature this morning. That's where we began our day. 67 is our normal high, and 44 is our normal overnight low temperature. Record high was set back again in 1998 for the third straight day at 87 degrees. Record low was 1963 at 34. Sunrise this morning was at 5:46, and the sun will set tonight at 8:11. Now let's show you the surface loop and what you can expect as we head into our Grand Parade weekend. Tonight, expect mostly clear skies. We'll see a west wind about like we're seeing right now, 5 to 15 miles an hour. It is closer to an hour than high pressure that you see just off to the left side of your screen, that will continue to build on Thursday. And as a very weak storm system moves through, notice the areas of pressure through central Washington. That could kick up our winds a little bit tomorrow as well, about 5 to 15 miles an hour. We may see a gust of wind on Thursday up to 18 miles an hour. But once again, very mild temperatures. As we move into the end of our work week on Friday, wow, that's where high pressure really takes control of our weather. Mostly sunny skies, light winds for Friday, and warmer, as we will see high temperatures for the first time in a while creep into the 70-degree range. And then for our Grand Parade on Saturday, of course, we will be broadcasting that live right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Sunny and unseasonably warm. We are thinking right now, along with light winds, that we will not only reach the upper 70s, we may see 80 degrees by the time we get into Saturday afternoon, and that means the Grand Parade at 11 o'clock should be absolutely gorgeous, and more great weather as we close out this 100th Apple Blossom Festival on Sunday with sunny skies. I think 80 degrees will be very possible as we move into Sunday with light winds. And then the same goes for the early part of next week. Monday, mostly sunny and warm. We'll see very light winds with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. And for Tuesday, high pressure remains in control. Mostly sunny skies and continued mild. Now let's take a look at that quick lube and tune forecast. For tonight, we'll drop down. It'll be a little bit cool once again at 41 degrees. And then that beautiful weather moves in, mostly sunny and 70 for Thursday, 74 the high temperature for Friday. And then look at that weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 78 Saturday, 79 on Sunday, lots of sunshine, and we will continue that way on Monday and Tuesday with highs then in the middle to upper 70s. So it looks great for this final week of the 100th Apple Blossom Festival. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you, live here at Memorial Park. Eric Granstrom with NCWLIFE Channel Sports. Well, Jose Camarillo scored the game's only goal in the second overtime to lead Wenatchee past Davis. 1-0 the final last night. It was rather appropriate that the Panther senior would pull off the feat on senior night, as Wenatchee celebrated the 13 upperclassmen on its roster. After a scoreless first half, the game picked up to a frenetic pace as the second half wore on with one Wenatchee attack after another. Despite several close chances, the game would go into a second overtime before Camarillo scored his 17th goal of the season, tying a Panther single-season record. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen had the call right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Camarillo en Viramontes, Camarillo! Shepard! And it sails past the upright. By Nava, into the box, and sent right out by Reynaga, into the box now. The shot across, and it sails past the upright. Throw in. Pivoting header, this, and a beautiful save, the second try. Reynaga, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black jerseys. Camarillo, oh my word. There's Galindo. Swept away once again, into the box, the shot. Camarillo, Chilena. Bicycle kick that deserved better. Viramontes trying to connect with Wisen. Wisen shot across. Who's gonna send it in? Gillen. And there's the whistle that tells us that we're going to overtime here at the Apple Bowl. Reynaga. Oh my goodness, that almost fooled the eyes there. Viramontes approaching the box. Viramontes, he's gonna run out of room. He doesn't. There's the shot. Cannot connect with Camarillo. There's a throw by Rocha. And a throw for Wenatchee. Wisen. The header. Goal, 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 goal. Who else? Jose Camarillo. And Wenatchee walks away a winner by 1-0. Matt Wisen, all yours.
Awesome finish. Great throw in and assist there. Wenatchee just not giving up on that. Keep pressing and find the winner.
And that is how it ends, to the relief of the dozens upon dozens of people we talked about earlier. Jose Camarillo with the game winner in the 88th minute.
We were in this game not to sit back and defend. We were going all out to get goals. We've been struggling all season, and we create chances, but we just can't quite get the bounce. And we finally got one there at the end on a great goal.
Just Tyler hit the shot. I just had to flick it. Knew the keeper was up a little bit. Just went right in the corner.
Now, I know that I'm reading between the lines here, but there was a huge expression of relief in the celebration. Were you guys feeling the pressure of winning this game before it went to penalty kick shootout?
Yeah, we just had a couple of chances and we had to put one in.
You have tied a season record for an individual goal scorer with 17. How does that feel, being in the record books of your alma mater?
I mean, feels good, but it's better if we get the win with our teammates and move on forward to the next game.
So Wenatchee gets the 1-0 win and awaits what happens between Sunnyside and Eisenhower coming up tonight. That means either Wenatchee will be a number 2 seed and have a bye to next week, or will be a number 3 seed and will have to play a play-in game Friday and the Apple Bowl. Also last night in soccer, it was Kashmir crushing Omak 7-0 and Okanagan to edge Chelan by a final of 4-3. Turning to the Les Schwab Prep Baseball scoreboard, Wenatchee stumbled in its attempt to finish second in the Big Nine yesterday, falling to Ike 4-1. Meanwhile, the team they're battling with, Davis, Louis got a home run on the top of the 7th, beating Eastmont 6-5. So the Panthers and Pirates tied for second in the Big Nine. Also, Okanagan edged Kashmir 10-9. Prep softball action Tuesday. Moses Lake shut out Eastmont 11-0. Wenatchee 10-run Eisenhower 11-1. Omak and Chelan split a twin bill, and it was Okanagan shutting down Kashmir 19-1. Wenatchee Valley Thunder got a big win on the road last night against Sela, 14-1, the final in that one. Wenatchee swept the Battle of the Bridges in tennis yesterday over Eastmont, 7-0 for the boys, 7-0 for the girls. The only other score turned in, Kashmir boys downing Okanagan 5-0. Wenatchee hosted the Big Nine for the boys' 6th pod of the season at Three Lakes Golf Course yesterday. West Valley was the winner when Wenatchee finished second, Eastmont third. The Rams' Jack Sultan was medalist with an impressive 70 yesterday. Meanwhile, Wenatchee's Trace Segman shot a 77 to finish third, and Hunter Swartz fourth with a 79. Kyle Schwarber's 2-run home run on the top of the 8th was the game winner for the Chicago Cubs. They beat the Mariners yesterday by a final of 6-5 at T-Mobile Park. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCW Life channel. Grant, back to you.
And thank you very much, Eric. Before we let you go tonight, let's take one more look at your quick Lube and Tune forecast. And man, I'll tell you what, it looks great as we head through the rest of our Apple Blossom week and into this weekend. Tonight we'll drop down to an overnight low of 41 degrees, a little sunny and a little breezy once again for Thursday. In fact, it'll be a lot like today, tomorrow, with a wind about 10 to 15 miles an hour, a little bit gusty. You might hear it in our microphones out here today, but nice and warm tomorrow too at 70 degrees. We'll warm up to 74 on Friday under mostly sunny skies. Sunny for the Grand Parade on Saturday. Things look great. We should see a high of 78 Saturday, 79 when sunshine on Sunday. Monday, sunny and warm with 77 expected. And as we move into Tuesday, mostly sunny and mild with a high then as we get into early next week at 76 degrees. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight here at Memorial Park. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at NCWLife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@NCWLife or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host, Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us from Memorial Park. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
The NCW Life channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and other stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel is your local TV station.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.